Good evening, everybody. I would like to call to order the June 12th, 2024 regular meeting of the Monee Village Board of Trustees. If I could please, if Reverend Dan Grings would not mind, if I could please ask you to come up and if you would be so kind to give an invocation for the meeting.
To the microphone. Okay. So just, okay, just a prayer?
Yep, that would be lovely.
Okay, let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for the village of Monee. Thank you for our mayor. Thank you for each of these that represent the village of Monee. And we just commit this time, this meeting to you, that it would give glory to you. And thank you for it. In Jesus' name, amen. Thank you.
Please rise to the pledge, please.
These chairs are broken.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez. Here. Trustee Henson.
Present.
Trustee Horn.
Here.
Trustee Rakes.
Present.
Trustee Wilson.
Present.
Trustee Udris.
Present.
Open to the public, agenda items only. Okay, on to the consent agenda. May I please have a motion to accept?
Make that motion, Mayor. Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Rakes.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Thank you, Board. And moving on to the clerk's report.
Thank you, Mayor Bogues. I have several items tonight. First on my report is a special student recognition. So I wanted to take time to recognize a former Creek Monee High School student that graduated last week for his extraordinary efforts and accomplishments. Gabriel Chapman wanted to play volleyball at Creek Monee High School. However, no team existed his freshman year. He went to the athletic director and voiced his thoughts, and there wasn't much thought given at that time, but he didn't back down. His sophomore year, he gave it another shot and was told that what he needed to start one, which was finding a teacher willing to coach, getting signatures, and of those who wanted the team. He did just that, finding a teacher who was supposed to retire, who stated they would be giving her something to do and would give her a purpose, in addition to him starting a petition. Gabriel filed the entire sheet of signatures, and he turned in all the information gathered. By this time, it was the end of his sophomore year. So beginning junior year, he went to the now athletic director and followed up on the groundwork that was laid. The director started what was needed to find additional players. With that, helping with one of the mentoring teachers, she and he created a video that was featured in the student newsletter asking for anyone additional that wanted to play. After that, the director began the steps to create a schedule. Junior year, they had a varsity volleyball team only, but that was an awesome accomplishment. By this year, which is his senior year, the Creek Monee High School had both a junior varsity and a varsity team. Gabriel Chapman was selected as Southland Athletic Conference Player of the Year for the boys volleyball. He has since graduated last year from Creek Monee High School, last week, as a Legend student, which means he has attended the school district since he was in kindergarten, as well as magna cum laude. And he will also be attending Roosevelt University, studying psychology and automotive design. So please help me in congratulating Gabriel Chapman for his persistence, achievements, and accomplishments. If I can have, Mayor, if we can have a picture, you can come up, and Mr. Moe, if you can come up, please.
Congratulations. That was awesome. Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Okay.
But they're all long about it, so what am I saying?
Okay, and continuing on with my report, our Creek Monee High School band completed then the Music in the Parks Festival at Bradford High School in Kenosha, Wisconsin, where their award ceremony was held at Six Flags Great America. They had a clean sweep. The percussion ensemble won first place, jazz ensemble won first place, marching band won first place, the wind ensemble won first place, the symphonic band won first place, and our very own Nathaniel Wiley Harrigan won outstanding soloist. The wind ensemble won grand champions, and of course, our best school spirit award went to Creek Monee High School out of all the schools there, which is an absolutely amazing way to end the band season. So job well done. Okay, continuing on, if there's anyone wanting to register to vote, of course, we also have those services here at the Village Hall. You would come with any 2 forms of identification that are approved through the Will County Clerk's Office. You can visit their website at willcountyclerk.gov for those approved items, and we are expanding staff to have additional coverage here as well at the Village Hall. Also know, I was able to attend the grand opening of the new Senior Cafe and at the New Hope Christian Community Church. And they will be having this on a regular basis, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is where the Monee Senior Cafe is dedicated to provide warm and welcoming environment for older adults at 60 and older. Our cafe that offers nutritious and delicious meals Monday through Friday, giving seniors the opportunity to enjoy good food and the company of others. In addition to providing meals, we will also organize social activities and events, creating a space where older adults can connect, share stories, and build friendships. This is just a way for us to be able to get the seniors out, be able to keep them from just being at home and being able to really live. So, of course, this is for Monee, University Park, Park Forest, Crete, Peatone, Beecher, and Stager. So we're looking forward to building that up really great, and I'm glad to be working with them on that. And also the follow-up from the student workers we were mentioning as far as with partnering Creek Monee High School. I did receive the information from the person that's heading the program, and I did speak with Christy Holston, so we'll be sending half of the form for them as far as the contacts, so that they'll be able to contact and hire some or work with some of the students, as well as some that I have for the village, so we can connect as well. End of report.
Great, thank you very much. Moving on to my report. First is presentation of the Monee Women's Club Scholarship Awards. So Trustee Gonzalez.
I'm so
Have
happy
at
to
it.
do this. Can I ask for your help? Sure. This is Joanne McGowan. She is our secretary this year, too.
Hi. Hi.
Because we have rules here.
Yes.
So I'm going to read a little bit of some of the recommendations. We had a record year on receiving scholarship applications for some of the young ladies in 60449 zip code, and so hard to choose. After much deliberation and a lot of going back and forth and kind of weighing our winners, we have 3 winners. We're very happy to be able to award 3 scholarships this year. I'm going to read a little bit about what some others said, some of the recommendations from their staff. And for our first young lady, Ruth is a strong, hardworking, determined young lady that will do whatever it takes to carry out her dreams. She will excel in whatever she puts her mind to. She is a survivor. Ruth Anderson. Yeah, just like, so, and Ruth is going to introduce herself a little bit and what her dreams are aspiring to be.
Hi, my name is Ruth Anderson. I am from the Democratic Republic of Congo, Africa. I've been here for almost 6 years, and my paper was about my journey to America and finding my family.
And where are you going to school?
I'm going to Faith Baptist Bible College in Ankeny, Iowa.
Studying
Nursing.
nursing. Thank you. And our second winner, again, very hard to choose, but I want to read you a little bit about what someone wrote about her. In summary, Ashlyn is an exceptional candidate for the Monee Women's Club Scholarship because she reflects a positive, encouraging, and supportive community spirit, just like the members of the Monee Women's Club express in their mission statement. Her perseverance with her physical challenges, commitment to her academics, and her dedication to community service make her a deserving recipient of the award. I am confident she will continue to excel in her academic and personal pursuits and make a positive contribution to society while pursuing a business degree. Ashlyn Hurley. Where are you going to go to school, Ashlyn?
I'm gonna go to school at Illinois State to study business.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And a third young lady, once again, I'll say just a few words about what was written about her. She has used her time in high school to excel in a lot of different areas, specifically focusing on math and science. Juanita has chosen honors classes and works hard to succeed. Her strong studies have shown her desire to do well beyond high school, into college and the workforce. Her career aspirations include a high level of knowledge and expertise, as well as a care for others. She has taken into account these skills when working through her high school years. Juanita Stunkel. Tell us a little bit about you.
My name is Monee Stunkel. I'm going to go to college in Pennsylvania, Lehigh University, and I'm going to study biostatistics.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, ladies, and success in your future endeavors, okay? Next up, I don't see Joshua Nelson here tonight. We'll see if we can't get him in for another meeting, but he's the young gentleman for his Eagle Scout project, collected bottle caps and turned them into the 2 benches that we have out front by the Veterans Memorial there. So thank you to him for that. And next under my report is discussion approval for the village flag. I know we've got the Memorial Park on Friday. We'll have a flag raising ceremony. So if I could ask Director Barnes to come up and share with the board that.
Unveil the flag. So I think through a lot of back and forth, not back and forth, but discussion with the 150th anniversary committee, we came up, of course, with our logo. We already had our Village of Monee logo established. I don't know the best way to stand, maybe over here. So, because we have rules. I mean, sometimes they're meant to be broken, but anyway, far be it from me. Oh, okay. Well, there. Wow. Thanks. So, it's upside down, but we'll figure that out. So this is, so I wanted to keep it 2-sided, obviously, for the rest of this year, to show our logo, our 150th, and then the regular logo. So this is, just so everybody knows, this is lined, so you won't be able to see one thing through the other. That was important to me. So this will be going up on Friday, Flag Day, with Legion Post 1200, right? So our official flag raising ceremony. So it'll be the American flag the state of Illinois flag on the left, and then this flag on the right. So we'll be able to see both logos, coming and going. So this is it.
What time is that,
It's, 6 p.m. at the new Memorial Park just down the street.
Very nice.
That's it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do you need a motion to,
Yeah,
I'll
yes,
make
if
the
I-
motion to approve the
Second.
flag.
All right, any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes? Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udress?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Board. Moving on to the Administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone, and congratulations to the scholarship recipients. That's awesome. It's awesome to hear your story. First item under my report is the Department of Public Works new building construction project. Pay request is number 1. The village has received pay requests from Professional Building Services, or PBS, for the period of 5/20/24. The invoice has been reviewed by staff and Farnsworth Group, verifying the request is accurate and reflects all work, services, and materials rendered. Therefore, we would recommend that PBS is entitled to payment of $619,317.95, as summarized below. Total construction cost for Phase 1, $10,221,188.00. Work completed as of 5/20/24, $683,067.95. Total earned less retention is $63,750.00, and the current payment due is $619,317.95. Board action request is a motion to approve pay request number 1 to Professional Building Services, Inc. in the amount of $619,317.95.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion, Board? Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udress?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Next item is Fireman's Park Infrastructure Project, Phase 1 pay request. By the way, has anybody noticed any construction work going on next door? Just curious. The village has received pay request number 2 from Iroquois Paving Corporation, or IPC, for the above referenced project. This invoice is from pay period 2/12/24 through 2/26/24, and has been reviewed by staff and Farnsworth Group, and has found the work to be in substantial compliance with the plans and specifications. Therefore, we recommend that Iroquois Paving Corporation, or IPC, is entitled to payment in the amount of $160,413.37, as summarized below. Current contract price is $532,061.42, less a previous payment of $184,362.14. Amount due this payment, $160,413.37. Total amount completed is $340,775.51. The contract balance of $187,285.91. Board action request is a motion to approve pay request number 2 to Iroquois Paving Corporation in the amount of $160,413.37.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udress?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Next item is Fireman's Park Infrastructure Project, Phase 1, and this is a change order pay request. The village has received a change order pay request from Iroquois Paving Corporation, IPC, for the above referenced project. The change order was issued on February 12th, 2024, and has modified the contract agreement for unforeseen reasons, which includes extra time, materials, and labor, as IPC encountered underground utilities, buried powered lines, water lines, and open exposed bare electrical wiring that were not properly documented and recorded by the Joint Underground Locating Information for Excavators, or JULI. This ordeal turned into a one-week project as IPC and DPW worked at locating any and all underground utilities so the project could continue and proper underground utilities could be recorded and work could be completed. The change order invoice has been reviewed by staff and Farnsworth Group, and the itemized report accurately reflects all work and materials used for the completion. Therefore, we recommend that IPC is entitled to payment in the amount of $44,266.24. Board action request is a motion to approve change order pay request to Iroquois Paving Corporation in the amount of $44,266.24.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, anyone?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah.
So are we going to have to pay extra anytime that they're delayed from here on out?
Anytime that there's
Any
extra
job.
work that's a change from the contract, if it occurs. So this was unforeseen, this was not a planned event. Once they started excavating, they went into a minefield of a disaster.
So I guess what the
Christie can tell
contract
you,
says states that then, right? The contract does state that, because I've been on many a work site, many a job site where we get delayed, and it's us, it's on us. We have to make
Right.
it right.
Right.
I think
Because-
sorry. With
and
this
I'm-
one, there was additional work that drove up the cost because the old concession stand, every time we would build an addition or add power, there was some live wires found, there was other treasures found once they started excavating. So that wasn't calculated in the cost of the removal of the actual wiring and all the rerouting of the additional findings that they found. So it did incur additional costs. Actually, I think it would have been a little bit more, but they were working with us on that price because they understand too that
No,
they.
I understand that
yeah.
there's that. I was just wondering in the
If it's
contract.
built in.
In
Yeah,
the
it's built-
contract, it's built in.
Yeah.
That's all my question.
Right, there are contingencies, but this is something that was way off, way out there. And in fact, since you're asking, Farnsworth worked pro bono at the engineering. They didn't charge us for that week's worth of work, and there was a lot of work that they put into it.
All right, thank you.
And I will say too, I was there kind of when the treasures were found and in the unearthing of the said treasures. And for them to only be delayed 1 week was absolutely astounding. So I think, this is frankly more than fair than what I know that was found under there.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn? Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Next item, Monee Manhattan Road, Egyptian Trail, and Court Street Lighting Bid Award. On June 5th, 2024, the village received one bid for the reference project from Utility Dynamics Corporation, and their bid amount is $512,955.00. As seen on the attached itemized bid tabulation, the low bid is approximately 2.1% lower than the estimated cost of $523,925.00. Therefore, we recommend that the contract be awarded to the lowest bidder, Utility Dynamics Corporation, in the amount of $512,955.00. Board action request is a motion to approve the Monee Manhattan Road, Egyptian Trail, and Court Street lighting project to the lowest bidder, Utility Dynamics Corporation, in the amount of $512,955.00.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yeah.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. And the last item is Department of Public Works vehicle purchase. And that's 3 vehicles. That's a typo there, should be 3 vehicle purchase. The Department of Public Works Superintendent has recently reported to the Board during the fiscal year 2025 budget meeting the need to purchase 3 utility vehicles to help supplement his aging vehicle fleet, providing added resources to his growing department. Superintendent Johnson has provided a recent invoice documenting costs for a new 2024 Ford F-350 Super Cab 4x4 from Sutton Ford in the amount of $52,943.00 each, for a total cost of $158,829.00. Sutton Ford is part of the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative, or SPC. It should be noted that a search for these utility vehicles was made for comparative used vehicle pricing at both the local and regional level. Unfortunately, staff were unable to locate any similar vehicles. It should also be noted that should the board approve this purchase, the village would receive approximately $5,000 cost savings per vehicle by purchasing through the SPC. This purchase amount has been budgeted for fiscal year 2025. Board action request is a motion to approve the purchase of 3 Ford F-350 Super Cab 4x4 utility vehicles from Sutton Ford through the Suburban Purchasing Cooperative in the amount of $158,829.00.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Thank you, board. End of my report.
Thank you, Ruben. Moving on to the officials' reports, Public Works, Trustee Horn.
Thank you, Mayor. Just want to make a comment on the Monee Women's Club and those scholarships. That was very encouraging to see that. You see the news, and, in the news, if it's bad, it leads, right? But to see these ladies, young ladies with obvious intelligence, a strong work ethic, and comportment is very encouraging. So.
And they all live here.
And they live in this town, so that's great. I'd like to talk to you this evening just for a few minutes about, guess what, construction. Especially if you live in the older part of town, Court Street, Main Street, and surrounding areas. There's a lot of things being torn up, and we apologize for that, but it's what needs to be done. So let me go through these a little bit. Court Street sidewalk, preliminary culvert work has been completed. Final alignments have been determined. Next step will be excavation, which should begin next week. Main Street water main, first 350 feet of water main was laid yesterday along East Gate. From Court Street to Main Street, work continued today on East Gate, south of Main Street. That pipe is expected to be installed tomorrow. And then village-wide roadway maintenance, failed curbs are being replaced in numerous locations around the village ahead of milling and resurfacing of those roads. Concrete work will continue over the next couple of weeks. Asphalt work is expected to begin after the July 4th holiday weekend. And then the new DPW facility, been out there, and they're doing a lot of leveling and grading of the site. And over the past few days, 300-plus semi-truck loads of earth have been transported to Fireman's Park to level up the new baseball field. So we're not just throwing that away, we're using that fill. Questions or concerns regarding any of these projects can be submitted to dpw@villageofmonee.org. Also, DPW staff has begun crack sealing village streets. That's routine maintenance. This will continue on and off as weather permits. And the next scheduled branch pickup will be this coming Monday, June 17th. That's all my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Horn. Moving on to Parks and Recreation, Trustee Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, first of all, thank you to everyone who came out in the pouring rain to the shredding event held at the Village Hall that was sponsored by State Representative Jackie Haas. And I know they were very thankful to do that as well. Tonight, we have our first movie in the park at dusk, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And thank you once again to Animal Wellness of Monee, who sponsored all of the movies in the park again this summer. This Saturday is a special Juneteenth event at CMHS put on by multiple communities with the school district with a Freedom Walk starting at 10 a.m., followed by the CMHS ROTC, some more live music, food, games, and more. And you can see the school district website as well as ours for that special celebration. And the Juneteenth celebration continues on June 19th at New Hope Community Christian Church with the Village of Monee for a block party at 5:30 to 8:30 with vendors, food, games, music, and more. Then the 150th celebration continues with music in the parks, starting again, yay, on Sunday, June 23 from 6:30 to 8:30 at Fireman's Park with the Funk Brothers, featuring funk, pop, blues, 70s, 80s, 90s, and some of today's music as well. And this event is free. Bring your own folding chairs for that. End of the Parks and Rec report, but I would like to report on our most recent event, on the charity tea, if you don't mind, too, for Monee Women's Club. And I know Christy is here, too, so feel free to addend. First of all, I just wanted to say too, and I was also able to go to the opening of the Senior Cafe this past Friday as well, and just to make everybody, yes, it really is every single day with a large sponsorship and grant that's had been available to us, and the suggested donation is $6 per meal, and nobody will be turned away if they can't do that as well. And then, as you probably might remember, the Monee Historical Society, the Monee Women's Club, had our charity tea, Mrs. First Charity Tea, this past Saturday. And about 90 ladies and gentlemen showed up in their English garden wear, and it was an absolutely beautiful afternoon. We were scared a little bit about rain, but there was 90 people there that attended that event. And were very, very, very pleasantly surprised. Honestly, I think not everybody knew what to expect. But I said, before, every detail was paid attention to. Traditional English food was served, the English breakfast teas were served, and a special thanks to our servers that came out that day that was part of the National Honor Society at CMHS was Terriana Eubanks, Kiara Jones, Michael Wilson, and Angela Wilson all stayed from beginning to end to help us serve those, those foods and drinks as well. And again, both groups this is probably one of the biggest 150th events to date this year, and it was absolutely beautiful. So we've already committed to do it next year again. So I hope everybody here will be able to attend. And bonus, that one of our scholarship winners was actually part of the entertainment as a surprise. She came, her mom played the harp for us, and Ruth came and filled in with ukulele. It was stupendous. It was stupendous. Anything to add, Christy?
Not at this time, just that it really was a wonderful event, and it was community-wide, and we drew from a lot of different communities as well.
Christy, could you come to the mic, please? Thank you.
We have rules.
I'm sorry, I forgot the rules. It was a wonderful event. Everybody pitched in. The Women's Club and the Historical Society worked really well hand in hand to get things done. And again, everything had to be transported there. I want to thank the village and St. Paul's for letting us borrow manpower and tables and chairs. And we had to schlep in 90 chairs and take them all back out. And God was good. The rain didn't come until the tables were down and everybody was home. So we met our fundraising goals, and we met our friend-raising goals and exceeded that because everybody really did have a good time. And we have committed to doing it again next year and probably making it bigger and better because now people know what to expect, and we have a lot of interest. So thank you to everybody, and thank you to the community for supporting that.
And again, I should make mention, thanks to Parks and Recreation as well as DPW for once again helping us along the way, and was able to fill in some gaps where we had some logistical needs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. End of report.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Finance, Trustee Rakis.
Thank you, Mayor. Applicants for the village's third consecutive property tax rebate program will be available via the village's website beginning July 1st, 2024. The rebate program will refund 50% of the village, of Monee's proportion of your 2022 property tax bill. The village's levy has not been increased over several years, and that trend has continued. The Village of Monee's total current tax rate is 11.5125. That rate consists of the following taxing bodies and their percentage of your tax bill. The Forest Preserve is 1.01%. The Mental Health Board is 0.31%. Monee excuse me. Excuse me. Town funds, 1.82%. Monee Township Road Funds, 1.49%. Monee Fire District, 7.16%. School District 201, 63.87%. Community College District 515, 3.46%. Village of Monee, 14.08%. Village of Monee Road and Bridge, 1.18%. Peatone Public Library, 0.87%. And Will County at 4.77%. That is the end of my report.
Thank you very much. And moving on to economic development, Trustee Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. First and foremost, my hat goes off to the women's club and the young ladies who were identified as being stellar performers. So congratulations. That's really motivating to see. But don't forget to come back to Monee. Don't just leave. You got to come back.
I agree.
So the beginning of the report, the developer for the two separate buildings at Dollar Tree and Starbucks has informed our Economic Development Director, Bill Barnes, got it, that they're looking to start construction the second week of July. So we realize this has been a bit of a journey, but yet we're almost there, right? Hold on. Secondly, the Ridgeland Industrial Park expansion of two buildings totaling 48,000 square feet has really moved along quickly and looks fantastic. One existing tenant will be moving from their current 6,000 square foot unit to a 22,000 square foot unit, which is exciting news. Expansion, growth, right? Economic development. 3, we had alluded to it, Trustee. As trustees have already talked about, Doug Horn, he said that we're talking about the Memorial Park and we displayed the flag. So this Friday, Flag Day, conveniently, this Friday, 6 p.m., right here at the corner of Court Street and Governor's Highway, Memorial Park, we're going to be, the American Post Legion 1200 will be displaying colors or manning the, posting the flags colored on the post, 3 posts. So we'll have our nation's flag. We'll have our very own Village of Monee flag, which is looking pretty good. I mean, there's detail into that. It's just not something we threw together. That's something that took foresight and thought. So being two-sided for it to also express not only our village logo, but to celebrate our 150th, to make a commemorative flag. So it took a lot of preparation. It's finally here. And also, don't forget, this Friday, limited parking. It's, I don't want to volunteer other businesses' parking spaces, but there's businesses close by that we can, so just make sure you get there early. 4, we got Lauren Buchmeyer, Crow and Calico, and his barrel making were recently filmed by Chicago Southland Chamber of Commerce. What a treat, to highlight locally owned and unique businesses in Will County. So he's getting more recognition, more exposure. And if you haven't yet visited the property, I highly suggest you do so. You can go on Facebook or in social media platforms to visit the Crow and Calico, Lauren Buchmeyer's facility there, barrel making. Such blast from the past when you go back there. To realize that that's right here in our town is very significant. You don't have to travel miles and miles in the country. We're right here for a back to the past trip. I highly encourage it. Monee is becoming more and more sought after by commercial developers who see the work everyone is putting into our village and want to be a part of the future of our village. So great things are happening in Monee, as you know. Lots of construction also, but hang in there. And part of that is with the maintaining the infrastructure, because if you don't maintain it, you're going to pay for it eventually. You might as well pay for it up front, because then that's just the maintenance costs of it, the upkeep, instead of a total tear out, rebuild, and that's being fiscally responsible, and that's what this board's about. So my hats off to the mayor and the department heads that are here. Robinson Engineering, thank you for your tireless efforts, because That is what separates us from everyone else. When you hear on the news about different agencies or municipalities having these financial difficulties and infrastructure issues, we don't have that because we maintenance what we have. There's a schedule that we follow. So understand that's why businesses want to come here. That's why businesses are attracted to, honestly, this, a stable local government that cares about the infrastructure, that cares about the people, that cares about the businesses that come into its town. So my hat's off to our residents, this board, Mayor, thank you. And I'm privileged to be a part of this, and I really appreciate being a part of a well-formed, well-organized, disciplined machine here. But we still have work to do, and we're going to get there. And 150th year, we have so much on the table that, but we're still yet maintaining, right? We're housekeeping. We still have business to be done. So after the 150th, then we'll even get to do more. So, but just hang in there, put your seatbelt on, and take pictures because the skyline, the Monee Manhattan corridor is changing already. Governor's Highway is changing, and by next year you're not going to notice it. It's going to be a totally different place. So, hang in there with us. End of report, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Building Services, Trustee Henson.
Thank you, Mayor. Just to add on to Trustee Wilson's the stuff about the Calico, also on every Saturday, they have an artesian farmer's market there. I don't know if any of you guys know that, but I've been there the past 3 Saturdays, and I mean, they've got breads and pastries, and candles, and honey, and barbecue stands, meat, and cheese, and everything there, so you guys should go check it out. On to the village building services. In the month of May, there were 49 permits issued. 22 occupancy inspections were performed, including resale and rental. A total of 321 occupancy inspections were scheduled, which encompasses building permits, resales, landlord, tenant, and code compliance inspections. 29 contractors registered or renewed their license in the village. A friendly property maintenance reminder to all of our residents: keep grass, weeds, and other noxious vegetation cut low, below 6 inches in height. Keep trash, recycling bins out of public view and not on non-trash pickup days. Other code compliances would include inoperable vehicles parked in unimproved surfaces, damaged fences, posts leaning, boards damaged or missing, sections missing, and shingles missing. Accumulation of rubbish or debris, and trees determined to be dead or diseased or infected with insects. Residential license renewals were sent out on May 31st. Please complete the submittals by July 1st. Please be on the lookout for contractors soliciting door to door, as they must obtain a license with the village in order to solicit. In addition, for the residents' protection, all contractors must be licensed, insured, and bonded with the village in order to do any work with the village within the village limits. Please call Building Services Department at 708-534-8303 to verify if a contractor is licensed with us before you sign on the dotted line. Now, one more thing. If the property maintenance, if a property maintenance code violation is found to exist, in the majority of cases, the code compliance officer will either leave a communication card at the front on the front door of your residence, or contact the owner via phone, email, or by letter, briefly explaining the violation and asking the owner to contact the building services to discuss a schedule for correcting a violation. Now, I'll pause it right there for a second, because these are communications On them, they all say this is not a ticket. On them, they all have a way of contacting building services. Also, if you communicate with building services, if there's a date on here that something has to be rectified by, and there is a situation that you cannot get it rectified by then, communication. Building services, as a group of people, as long as you communicate and as long as you talk to them, they will help you out. They will work with you. But everybody says, they gave me a ticket. They gave me a ticket. No, they didn't. Oh, by the way, in the mail, this is what a ticket looks like. You get one of these, you got a ticket. But the reason you get one of those is because you got one of these and you didn't communicate or you didn't comply. It's that simple. Everybody comes in here and says, oh, building services is being mean to me. It's pretty self-explanatory on here, and it's been pretty good. It's in good English. And it also says communicate with us on these, because they're communicating with you. They're not bad guys. Just because somebody might not have done something correct or may have misunderstood something and they're trying to correct it does not make them bad guys. Cut them a break. Again, you can get a hold of them and communicate with them at 708-534-8303. End of report.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Public Safety, Trustee Udris.
Thank you, Mayor. For our Emergency Management Agency, EMA took delivery of our 2024 Polaris Ranger UTV. Training has already begun, and it's in the process of being lettered and equipped. This unit has a long break-in period, so you should be seeing it often within Monee, so be sure to check it out. And a huge thank you to Tracy Henson for all of her time and effort in helping that project come to fruition. EMA took delivery of 5 P25 portable radios. These will be programmed by Will County and in service by the end of the month. This gives EMA a total of 15 radios of this type capable of communicating with all of Will County departments and with our mutual aid agencies. On June 5th, EMA assisted the Monee Police with Special Olympics Torch Run. It was again an honor to support this great cause. EMA provided traffic control for approximately an hour for that event. And also on June 5th, EMA assisted Will County Police with a traffic accident on Will Center south of Margaret. As a result of the accident, several 55-gallon drums fell off of a trailer. Monee Fire was called to the scene along with EMA, and EMA helped EMA supervise the cleanup. EMA provided assistance for that for approximately 2 hours. Lastly, for EMA, just a reminder for tomorrow, keep your eyes to the skies. We do have the potential for some severe weather coming tomorrow evening, but be assured EMA will be out there monitoring the weather and posting any updates for us, not only on the village website, but also on social media. So be careful tomorrow. Moving on to our Monee Police Department. Monee Police just completed with new applicant interviews. The top 20 candidates will now be scored and moving forward with background checks and medicals. Chief Kerner recently attended a public safety building design conference. He got to meet with several large architectural firms and construction management teams from the Chicago area. These firms, on the average, have designed and built 60 to 100 fire and/or police facilities throughout the nation. So he's now arranging several tours of some of the newest facilities in our area. This is a very rewarding and educational conference that he attended, and definitely will be reaping the benefits of this as we move forward with our new police station. And also a shout out to Frankie's Pizzeria. They teamed up with Monee Police on June 6th and donated 20% of all daily proceeds to the Special Olympics. We raised $1,300 for Special Olympics, so a huge thank you to Frankie's and another great partnership. And then also for the board to consider, many communities are enacting rules which require anyone under the age of 18 to be accompanied by an adult when they're attending local festivals. Monee Police reports that 95% of all of the Fall Fest problems are juvenile-related. So this is an option, I think, that as a group we need to look at for Fall Fest moving forward. And then lastly, I'm going to turn it over to the chief.
Real quickly, I think in your packet, there's a draft of a school resource officer MOU with the school district. It is the school district's draft of the same memorandum of understanding that they utilize with the Crete Police Department, the Village of Crete, and anybody else that serves as school resource officers within their buildings. It's standard. I had the village attorney review it. It's pretty much a template that is used by all schools and police departments for these type of positions. I would ask you to review it and take a look at it. If you have any questions, give me a holler. We'll be asking you to vote on it in the near future here, as we hope to have our SRO ready and up to go this fall. Well, we're voting on it tonight? Okay, I vote yes.
And then just lastly, if you see our police officers out on the street, please wave, smile, say hi. Let them know that you appreciate everything they do. They're giving everything they have to keep us safe. End of report.
Thank you very much. Moving on to the attorney's report. Larry.
Thank you, Mayor. I have 4 items for the board's consideration. The first item is that Seafried Development has submitted developer's cost. This is for a project on Ridgeland Avenue. Their cost, the TIF cost, was $15,396,021.32. I believe Daryl's reviewed the costs and deemed them to be in compliance to state statute. Therefore, we would need a motion acknowledging and approving the costs as submitted by Seafried Redevelopment Company.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion, board? Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item is an intergovernmental agreement by and between the village and Will County relative to the maintenance of traffic signals at Monee, Manhattan Road and Central. It is a standard document. It's in proper form. Board deems appropriate. Need a motion authorizing the mayor to execute the same on behalf of the Village of Monee.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, I just wanted to ask, is this pretty much standard? Are we saying that we're going to help maintain 50/50 cost even though it is on a state road or a
It's-
county road?
It's our responsibility, basically. They'll maintain it, they'll repair it, they'll send us the invoices. And it's standard. It's, whether you deal with county or the IDOT, it's basic procedure.
Yeah, except county gets back to you a lot quicker and a lot easier. I'm sorry.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes. Thank you, Mayor. The next item for the board's consideration, as the chief alluded to, an IGA by and between Crete Monee School 201U and the Village of Monee pertaining to a school resource officer. The IGA sets forth the responsibilities of both parties, financial implications, insurance, and indemnification clauses. As the chief indicated, this has become more of a trend, and it seems to be successful. Therefore, the board deems appropriate. We need a motion authorizing the mayor to execute the same.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
Why isn't it done already?
Roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. And the last item is demolition of 25922 Lynn Lane. We sent out notice to the previous owners, to the tax lien holders, to Chicago Title. We published, we recorded the publication, we posted notice. There's been no response whatsoever. We have pictures of the condition of the property. We are hereby authorized to demolish that building like we did with other sites in the village, but we need a motion approving the demolition of 25922 Lynn Lane.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
You have exhausted all resources of
Absolutely.
contacting anybody? Okay.
Yeah, it's been in trust. I don't know, went to a tax sale. In fact, the Will County trustee down in Edwardsville, they have a tax lien against it, but they said go and demolish it. But no one.
And that, just so you know, that's, for the public, that's across the street from the post office, old Monee Construction Building, and it's literally caving in.
Yeah, I hope so. We're demolishing it, that's the basis.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
That's all I have, Mayor.
All right, thank you. Any unfinished business, anybody?
I did want to make sure I mentioned to everyone, with the warm weather, there has been an influx of solicitors and companies out there going door to door. There's currently only one that is approved to do so, and that right now is Comcast and Xfinity. They just got that approval this week. Other than that, anyone else, please make sure you let the police know, because they have been out there, like I said, in droves. Also, our police officers were in full effect this past week at Monee Elementary for the early dismissal on the last day of school. It was really great seeing them out there, wishing the staff, students, and families have a great summer. So it's good seeing them out there.
Any new business? Oh, yeah, you can do that.
Also, if I may, with the senior cafe at the church, the suggested donation Monday through Friday is $4. $6 is for the grand opening, but it's Monday through Friday, $4 suggested donation.
Thank you. Open to the public, non-agenda items.
Good evening again, Christy Holston with the Historical Society. Just giving an update on how things are going over there. With the travails of the construction, we have been a little bit erratic on opening hours. There have been some times we couldn't have events and things, but that should all be changed now. We have a lovely new walkway, so everyone is re-invited to come back and visit. We are open every Tuesday from 10 to 3, most every Wednesday and Thursday from 10 to 3 as well, and one Saturday a month, and that's usually the second Saturday of the month. Our telephone number, you can just give us a call and see if we're open or when you could come in. If you can't come in during those hours, we'd love to have you visit anyway. 708-534-8635. Again, the tea was a wonderful success. That was our number one big fundraiser for the year. We have a second large fundraiser coming up, and mark the date on that, if you would, for August 17th. That's the Andrew Gunderson rededication of the roundabout. He is the local art legend, I think everyone knows, and we will be having an auction of some original artwork by him and hopefully some other local artisans there, and that will be a wine and cheese fundraiser on August 17th. Before that, though, we have a salute to veterans. That'll be our program for July on Saturday, July 13th. That is to coincide with 4th of July and also to relaunch our Veterans Project that we started a number of years ago. That project involves us forming a database of all people who have served, all men and women who have served in the armed forces during the history of the 150th first years of the village of Monee. And we talked with the Legion just last night, and we have a nice database going to begin with, which will be available eventually online and at the Heritage Center for folks. So what we're asking for is, if you have a veteran that you'd like to have included, anyone who is, a mom or dad, even if they don't live in town anymore, there is no one who would be excluded from that project. So please see someone. We've got a nice sheet sent out with some information and questionnaires, and we're trying to put together their service record and a little bit about their personal life and some photographs as well. I hope everybody has taken a look and seen our mascot, Monee, on Facebook. She's named after Monee Bailey, who the town is named after. We have a nice little cow, and she is out visiting places. So keep an eye on Facebook. That might be something the kids like to follow during the summer. She has some big travel plans, so keep an eye out for Monee. For Fall Fest, we will be having an offerings from the attic, kind of a yard sale, but they will all be antiques. Lots of glassware and other different collectible items. And also, we have our quilt raffle. We have constructed and finished a beautiful commemorative quilt that will stay with the Historical Society and will travel around to businesses in the coming years and months. But we also have 2 that are just gorgeous that have been completed, and they are another of our fundraisers for the year. So the raffle tickets are $5. You can get them at the Heritage Center, and we'll be selling those up until the official birthday date in November. We have a couple of other save the dates. These are coming up in October. On October 3rd and 4th, I will be traveling to Springfield and presenting a paper along with 2 professors, Professor Megan Van Gorder and Professor Elliot Feckler from Governor State. We've been working together on the history of Monee Bailey, and we have been accepted for presentation at the Conference on Illinois History down in Springfield for those 2 days. Also, we'll be having we're pretty excited about that. We have a cemetery walk. Our annual cemetery walk is coming up on October 19th, and we will be instituting a brand new event called the Witches Ride, and that will be on October 26th. And because we had a little bit of a hiccup in attendance so far this year, we're a little bit behind on our goal of 150 members to celebrate the 150th anniversary. So we invite you again to join the Historical Society. We have a special price on membership this year. It's $18.74, which also commemorates our founding in 1874. Thank you all.
Thank you, Christy. Anybody else? All right, if I can have, we're going to go into executive session for 5 ILCS 120/2C5, the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. The following PIN numbers: 2114211060020000, 2114211331030000, 2114211060040000, 2114214000370000, 2114174020320000, 2114174020300000, and 2114294000020000. Feel free, anybody, to use those for lottery picks. So, but, yeah, if I can please have a motion to adjourn regular
I'll
session.
make that
to go
motion.
into executive. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn? Yes. Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
7:38.
Let's have a motion to re-enter regular session.
Make that motion.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Thank you. For item O, possible action to be taken after executive session, possible purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body. Director Barnes has the okay to proceed with negotiations for PIN number 2114211060020000, not to exceed $90,000. PIN number 2114211331030000, not to exceed $80,000. And PIN number 2114174020300000, not to exceed $185,000. 185,000, 185,000. Pardon me.
Those in two, since they're two different, the first one is under two, the second one is separate. So we should have them two separate motions.
For that, right?
Yeah. So we
Okay.
do, so for the first one, not to exceed the 170.
Right, well, they're
Mhm.
two
So we
separate
do that
things,
one,
but
right.
yeah. Okay,
So we can do those two together.
okay, perfect.
We have a motion for the first one not to exceed the 170, first two pins.
Which is the first.
Make that motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
And then motion for the second pin, which is the third pin, because the first two are combined.
Make
So
that
moved.
motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez? Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
All right, thank you, board. May I please have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Idris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez? Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Horn? Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
8:41 PM.